Hey guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Okay, so I just wanted to jump on here. I wanted to add this in before I posted this Lori Vallow update. She was in court this morning. She pled not guilty to both counts. And can I just say, what is up with this little voice she does? Like, I think she must think like, oh, look at me, I'm so weak. I'm just a weak, innocent lady. Look at me. Oh my goodness. When the judge asked her, if she had seen the paperwork or whatever, and all she had to reply was yes, and she's like, yes, 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 like a poor wounded little freaking puppy. Okay, that just really gets to me when she tries to play that. Oh, look at me, I'm a poor woman. Look at me, I'm a victim. Oh, poor me. Look at me. Drives me nuts, y'all. So yeah, so I just wanted to add that in here that she in fact had court this morning. Today is September the 10th. Tomorrow is September the 11th, which is always a tough day in this house. I just wanted to add that in there. Okay, so there's a local woman that spent time in jail with Lori, who she went to the East Idaho News office and did an interview for 2 hours. EastIdahoNews.com. She said she'd want to use her real name for safety reasons, which, hello, Lori could call one of her henchmen and say, oh, she's a zombie, you need to kill her. And, she could call, what's that chick? Melanie, her niece or whatever. Sorry, y'all. So I don't blame her for not wanting to use her real name. So in the interview, they called her Missy Cook. So she was in the Madison County jail for a parole violation at the time that Lori was booked. During the time they were incarcerated, Daybell spoke with her new husband and her son, Colby. Cook overheard parts of their conversations. Cook also showed a text message Lori had shared with her, and it was a conversation of Lori and Chad texting. Because I guess there's some kind of text service when you're in jail. But y'all, never been to jail. I don't have a clue. Cook was, while she was incarcerated, she was placed into disciplinary lockdown from like March 4th to the 8th because she broke some rules apparently at jail. So the deputies moved her to a segregated pod, which had 2 cells in it. And, okay, here we go. Quote, everybody at the jail was talking about how Lori was coming back from Hawaii and we wondered if we'd be able to see her, close quote, Cook said. Quote, so I'm sitting in the pod and in walks 2 or 3 guards with her. They were very nice and she was very nice. She walked in with her stripes on, but she also had a bulletproof vest on. I had never seen an inmate like that, close quote. Wow. Well, not the big guns for her, because I know a lot of people want to finish her butt off, right? Jail officials confirmed that Cook and Daybell were in the pod together for 4 days. They had their own private cells, but were able to walk into the pod, watch TV, read books, make phone calls, or talk to each other. Cook said she made a point not to talk about her kids. Quote, I wanted to gain her trust and see if she would tell me anything, close quote. Okay, here we go again. Quote, I'd been judged unfairly for one of my crimes and turned inside out for something it wasn't. I couldn't imagine feeling what she was feeling when she got there. Close quote. Okay, well, let me just say for the record, who gives a crap how she was feeling? She had killed her 2 kids. But I know that wasn't apparent at this time. Beginning of March, that wasn't apparent. But you know what I mean? Like, okay, excuse me. Daybell was upbeat and friendly, according to Cook. She never showed any sign of heartbreak, never cried, did not appear to be disappointed, and opened up about how glad she was that she was no longer in the Kauai Community Correctional Center. Quote, she said the jail in Hawaii was so bad, there were roaches on the floor and it was awful. She kept saying how nice Madison was compared to that and how amazing the food was here, close quote. Said. The day after Daybell was booked, she was scheduled for her initial court appearance. Media outlets from across the country were huddled outside the courthouse and hundreds of people showed up, hoping to catch a glimpse of the accused criminal. Okay, she was totally aware of it. She said, we have the death of Kobe Bryant and COVID-19, but no, there's me. I'm the lead story. I'm more important than all of that stuff. She knew she was the main story and she liked it, Cook said. Daybell was proud to show off her blue toenail polish, but complained about her dry skin and she was worried about how she would look during the hearing. Stuff like this just makes me dislike her so much more. Like, she's so vain. Cook gave her some lotion, deodorant, and makeup that she had purchased from the commissary. Many inmates also used Jolly Rancher candies and colored pencil for lipstick or eyeshadow. Really? Quote, so she comes to my door and has on bright pink lipstick. Close quote. She said, how does it look? I hesitantly paused and said, quote, oh, you look good, close quote. Cook recalls. Quote, I gave her some tips and said she could use a regular lead pencil to draw on her eyebrows and helped her get ready for court. Unbelievable, y'all. Cook said Daybell knew how big of a deal the hearing was and looked forward to it. When she returned to her jail cell hours later, she wanted Cook to watch the news with her. As the news came on, she said, here it comes. Here's my story. Turn it up. Let's see what they say about me now, Cook recalls. What a vain POS this woman is. Okay, Judge Farron Edens, you remember Body Judge, that one? Yeah. He set Daybell's bail at $1 million. She was determined to get out of jail and met with her attorneys for hours daily to see if she could come up with the money. So, quote, every day she's going out with her lawyers and I'd say, are you bonding out? She would say, I hope so, Cook said. Quote, I remember before one of those meetings, she ran her fingers through from her head down her body and said, we'll see if all of this is worth $1 million, close quote. Unbelievable. That's... Her and Chad deserve each other. Okay, when Daybell wasn't with her attorneys, she was likely talking on the phone or having video chats with Chad or Colby. Daybell would sometimes wear earbuds so Cook could not hear what was being said to Daybell, but she listened to Daybell's words and took notes. Okay. She talked on the phone with her son literally almost 2 days straight. After the big entrance at her arraignment, she got on the phone with her son and said, I didn't see you in the courtroom. There were just so many people, Cook said. He kept saying, Mom, where are JJ and Tylee? Why won't you tell us what's going on? Cook never heard Daybell discuss where her missing kids could be. Rather, she would talk about memories from the past or ask Colby to show her his baby. When Colby became frustrated that his mom's not cooperating, Cook says she would tell him to read the scriptures. Talk about who needs to read the scriptures there, girlfriend. Quote, she told Colby to read Job, a book in the Old Testament, and that he would understand. She said she was being tested like Job, Cook said. Are you freaking kidding me? She's comparing being a serial killer to what Job went through. Come on, she killed her kids, allegedly. I think she killed her husband. I think she killed Charles Vallow. I do. I really think. I mean, I think she's a serial killer, honestly. So horrible. She would say, quote, Colby, just listen to me. Everyone wants to know, but it's none of their business. God doesn't judge me, and you shouldn't judge me. The prophet says to stay off of social media, so don't go on there. Okay, can I just say for the record that I seriously doubt that the prophet, the prophet, she's talking about Mormon, the prophet from the Mormon church. I seriously doubt the prophet wants you going around quoting him or saying anything about him. Like, you're a psycho serial killer. Why would he want... No. Unbelievable, you guys. Cook goes on to describe Daybell's calls with Chad as nauseating. Sounds about right. Daybell wanted affection and reassurance from her husband that he loved her, and she was always made sure she looked good if they communicated via video. You know what? I bet you Chad Daybell is like so excited because he's just a goofball. He's just so like goofy. You know what I mean? And in the real world, he would never be able to get someone that looked like Lori. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, Lori's a POS, but she is pretty. She's vain. That makes her ugly, basically inside and out. But I mean, to look at, she's pretty to look at. And Chad could never get anyone that pretty on a regular basis. I mean, I'm not saying his wife Tammy wasn't pretty. She was pretty. But I'm saying, like, Lori, you know, she participated in, what do you call them? Miss America contest. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Don't bug me. It's too hot in here today, and I'm sweating and melting. Okay, so the article went on about. Okay, so the article went on to talk about like what a day in jail is like for them. Like you get up at 7 a.m., you eat breakfast, then you can chat. You know, it went over all that. I didn't think I needed to bore you with all that crap. So Misty Cook goes on to say, quote, I think she'll turn against Chad. If she's as vindictive as she is, those kids were buried on his land and at his house. I would turn on him and save my own ASS. Close quote. That's what Cook said. I'm sure, you know, that's part of the plan. I'm sure her attorney said from jump, like, you know, we need to make this all about this is Chad's fault. But it's kind of hard to do that when all these people affiliated with Lori have died. You know what I mean? It would be different if all the people that had died were on. That was weird, y'all. It's like my system keeps freezing up. That's so weird. Anyway, it's going to be hard for her to put it all on Chad. You know, how can she put it all on Chad when the majority of the people that have passed have been on her side? You know what I mean? So, all right, be nice, be kind, stay cool, stay healthy, have a great week. Bye, guys.